So as it's nearly spring, I decided to go to the spring of the Thames. We're going to do it with wild camping. We're going to walk all 200 miles, hopefully. I think I've reached my tolerance level for this. I don't even know where the Thames Path is. I assume it's there. Back we go. I'll just see how deep it is. It's Easter Sunday. Unfortunately, unlike Jesus, I can't walk on water. These are the Dyke Hills. 3,000 years old. Right, no wonder I missed this. Aren't there maize? Ah! How do you think the Thames Path is not walkable? That's a day's luck. Good if you know how to swim across that. There's the answer. There's the end, my friend. I've had enough of being flooded out. I'll be back. So if you want to follow me up the river, please hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, or share with your friends because it helps the channel. More ice in my tent. Wow. Yeah, I put it up really badly. Well, partly because I'm on a weird slope. Not a great night. Tent didn't really dry. And it wasn't that cold actually. I was a bit cold, but not too bad, not as much as I thought it would be. But the lowest temperature was 3.7 C. So yeah, it got down to 3. And that would be inside the tent. I didn't put it outside. Obviously it got lower outside. Because of the ice on the tent. If I just want to get away as quickly as possible before someone spots me. It's true, drivers don't really pay attention unless you've got a light on. I was talking about bed, turn the light on, was car coming. I think the low point was Reading, but this was the second low point. You're camping in a no camping spot next to a busy road with cars most of the night. I just want to get to Oxford, I think. Abingdon and Oxford and just go home. But unfortunately, that field looks pretty waterlogged, so more road walking, which I'm not looking forward to. Dawn, well, kind of, which I think it's probably pre-dawn. You can still see the moon. Hello, moon. Yeah, Oxford 10. Tempting. I'm tempted to just road walk it, really. I really hate road walking. I'm hating muddy fields and sleeping in a tent that's wet so much that I'm tempted to walk it to Oxford and just go. That's it. I'll come back in the summer. Do the rest. Thames summer. Summer Thames. It's not the same ring to it, is it? Of course, literally 5 minutes up the road is a wood like this, which would have been bloody perfect. Oh, for fuck's sake. Even though it's not very stealthy, the place I had was worse. I think I've reached my tolerance level for this, for the moment, in these conditions. But it's just so difficult with so much of it flooded at this point. I don't even know where the Thames Path is. I assume it's somewhere over there. We're beyond this quagmire. Yeah, that's another note. On to Dorchester. You got the River Thames. To the Thames and the River Thames. Thames is a tributary, I suppose. I was wanting to camp there, but you know, when I was planning this trip, I looked at that area and went, "Oh, that would be a wonderful place to camp." But I suspect it'd be flooded out. But as I'm in Dorchester anyway, I'm going to try and find. Well, I see an open toilet. That's amazing. And I'm going to see if I can find a bench. There's some breakfast somewhere nice. Maybe at the Abbey. Apparently it's Dorchester Abbey. Yeah, that isn't supposed to be flooded. That's a footpath sign, so yeah. Good footpath if you like scuba diving. These are all supposed to be fields. Well, not all of it, obviously, other than the boats there, but this is the River Thames and the fields around it. So I'm thinking that the walk, I have a feeling it might be that. Is it that? Oh my god. Yeah, I don't think I'm walking down that, if that's the path I'm thinking it is. But yeah, I'm going to try and find the path to go down the River Tame to meet the Thames Path. Thinking it's going to be flooded out. Then we're going to try to get into Days Lock, which apparently I'm camping from Good Friday, which is interesting. This weekend is when they will start the camping. The problem being that I don't know how you would get there apart from the overland path, because the Thames Path is impassable, I would say. Yes, I can't even see where the path is. I assume it's there. You know, the thing that looks like a river, and that's the actual river there. Yeah, even wellies wouldn't solve that one. Back we go. This is why I want to end this project. I'm just walking roads and they're coming in. Oh, flooded. Walking roads. Oh, flooded. That's what I've been doing since Benson. Whereas at Cholsey, you know, that wasn't too bad. Cholsey to Wallingford section. There was a little bit of flooded meadow. Nothing like this. Because this is ridiculous. I have to point something out here. In case people say, oh Tim, why did you do this at a time of severe flooding? This is normal. There aren't any flood warnings. This is normally what it does. I hate seeing what happens when there's actual floods. Those are the Hurst water meadows, which they're supposed to flood. Water meadows are supposed to flood. I didn't realise how much they flooded. I thought I might have to wade the odd thing, and I was aware that, you know, goring and streetling might be an issue. I wasn't aware how much it flooded up here though. Oh, and I bumped into the Reverend. She came out, she was like, Happy Easter, and I asked her about the flooding in the Tame, and she guided me via Overy, which is going that way, then a path going that way. So she's very nice. It's her big day, obviously, because it's Easter Sunday. And unfortunately, unlike Jesus, I can't walk on water, so I can't finish this walk. Attempt 2 via Wittenham Lane. Lovely view. Wow. Well, I'm expecting this to be flooded out as well, if the other one was. But this is the other side, so maybe it's higher up. Although I have literally about that much water, so at some point I need to find some water from somewhere, but it's too early for anything to be open, apart from the Abbey. Maybe I will finally have to drink some River Thames water. I was planning to do that further upstream of Oxford anyway. Surprise bunker with Ensuite Lake. Hopefully that's not where we're supposed to be going. There's 2 paths here. I'm hoping it's this one. Yeah, that's pretty deep, and there's also another one over there. Could get to that bit maybe. I don't want to do a wade today though. If I had wellies, it'll be probably fine. Not sure about that bit. Yeah, decided today is going to be a no wade day. So, yeah. Also, it's 5 degrees. Or it's probably warming up now, but it was 5 degrees. So that water will be cold. I bet you anything they're bloody hawthorn. This is what the local farmers do. They put hawthorn either side of a muddy puddle. And you're like, why? Put it one side or the other. If you put either side, it becomes very hard to pass. If you've got hawthorn on both sides. From those hawthorns went through at Cholsey, I've actually got holes in my fleece. It's an old fleece, but still, I never found a better one. It's Uniqlo. Uniqlo changed it. They had these fleeces, which I bought all the time. Got that bobbly fleece on the inside and flat on the outside, which I prefer the look of. and interestingly they don't seem to irritate me, whereas if I wear traditional fleeces like the flat ones, they quite often irritate my skin. Weirdly, they seem to reverse it now. The bobbly stuff is on the outside, which makes no sense because you want flat layer outside so you don't catch on things, and bobbly inside so you've got insulation and air gap. And those look interesting. Neolithic. They certainly look either medieval or Neolithic. These are the Dyke Hills, 3,000 years old. So I called it right. They are not Neolithic, Iron Age. This is the inside of the dyke, and you see how deep that water is. That is kind of like a moat, isn't it? You see how defensive that would be. Because that fill for the water, so you've got like a moat, and then you've got the two walls. They go on from quite a way. You can see they go there as well. Apparently they were destroyed. These to be complete, but a farmer levelled them for crops in the 1870s, so they don't go all the way across, but they used to. Naughty farmer. There's no signings, I just kept walking. I was going along the Thames, which is not wrong because we might end up coming this way, but I want to try and at least see if I can get to Days Lock across land. There must be a way of getting there. That doesn't look good, but there are kind of little causeway things like there which might be better. But yeah, I missed the path at the dikes which was supposed to lead down there, but the fun thing is they're just kind of across fields. I just realised something. It crosses over at Days Lock onto the side, so I might actually end up being on the wrong side of the Thames if I can't get to Days Lock itself. This is weird. I was here, hello again, and for some reason I went through this gate rather than this rather obvious path here. Why, Tim? Why? This is what we need. This is the one to. But yeah, notice something. No signing at all. Who's taking odds on the Days Lock crossing bridge being out of action? The bridge is out, like all the other locks. Anyone? Yeah, I wouldn't either. I wouldn't have seen Dorchester, I suppose. I wouldn't have seen Dorchester Abbey. Wouldn't have met the head honcho. And all that stuff, I suppose. So there's that. And I wouldn't have seen the Dyke Hills, so that's good. But still, I still would have preferred to be along the river. That's a very high tide. Well, it might have been. There's the gate. I can see a bridge before there, and it looks like it's not waterlogged. I can see a bridge over there. I think there's a path to the lock over there, and that looks like definitely a place that you would have. I was like Chancery Ring. That was like definitely a place that A would be lovely to camp, and B you could get up there. It's not fenced off. See what I mean? But I think I can go around. Nope. Yeah, that's a lot more than a welly. It's up to that rung of I'll go over wellies. So yeah, that's the way to the Thames. Unless I somehow rappel off this, can't get to it. Some other time. That is impressively high. So yeah, that's been well over Well, it's at least very high wellies, I would say. I think it gets a bit deeper further on because it is actually open. And we get to go over lock. These are usually closed. Usually can't do these. Look, 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 look. Oh, over the weir as well. You're spoiling us. Wow, this is flowing high. Again, they're doing more site development. They're doing more work like that. Yeah, why not? That's not good news. Danger, water pollution. This water is polluted with raw sewage. The responsible party is Thames Water. I assume it's an activist thing, but I'm wary that I might be going through polluted water. Lovely. I did manage to afford that. That was possible. Oh my goodness. That's not even the river. I don't know what that is. We might need to backtrack. For some strange reason I feel I have to try. As long as the water stays over there and over there, we'll be fine. This historically has not happened. Still, it's nice to actually do some river walking. Oh look, you never guess. It's a bunker. Given that side, and it's because it's been flooding, that's the reason why I didn't really want to use water from the river. I might have to. That looks possible. It doesn't look too bad. Playing lava again. High ground, high ground. I mean, that might have been affordable around the edges. Maybe not that bit, possible jumpable. We shall see about this bit. I'm not ship life. Maybe. Try this. Boo! We lost our bridge. It looks too deep anyway. I mean, even if I stepped on that, I think it would just sink. So I tried to do the Highland approach, which is, try and go across there, and got slightly wet feet. And so I was like, oh, I'll ford this. So I'll just see how deep it is. That's mud under there, very soft mud. So I don't know. That's deep. That is really deep. That's dangerously deep. So no to that. We're going back. That's it for this side of the river. I've done enough wading to last a lifetime. Actually, looked at the map, and that little bridge to the rescue, because it looks like you can get down to the... Because of course it crossed us over again. There's another bridge further up. But it looks like I can get to that through paths and roads. Little lanes, though, not big ones. Little Wittenham. Something like that. So if I go back to the lock, go over that little bridge, I should be able to. And maybe I'll find water as well. I didn't look at the lock for water, actually. I should have looked. You're supposed to be able to camp on that middle island. I saw this time, didn't it? The bells! Is that? I assume, I don't know if it's the end or... I think that's coming from the Abbey. Significantly less than average rainfall in Thames area. I think that might have changed. Don't see any water at the lock. What is this? Oh, that could be. Aha! Excellent. How did I miss that? Wonderful. It's a bit naughty, but yeah, it's worth trespassing for just to get some water if no one's around. Need more than a life ring. So yeah, back to the little bridge, which I think is a public bridge, and then we go to Clifton Bridge. I think that was Clifton Meadows that defeated me, and then we cross over at Clifton Bridge on the Thames Path. So I'm hoping to overland to Clifton Bridge. Another life ring. That's not as Ireland and the more River Thames and more flooding. Hopefully it doesn't affect the inland routes. I hope. Those are the Wittenham Clumps. I said in the distance that, oh, that looks Neolithic. Round Hill, and that's Castle Hill. And I see benches as well. I'm not going to go up there because I'm knackered and my feet hurt. It looks like it's public accessible with paths, so possibly campable as well, maybe. Right, no wonder I missed this. A gate on a footpath. This is new. Whoa. It's literally through someone's garden. Wow. Aren't there maze? I assume it's a maze. Might not be a maze. Wow. This is a interesting garden. I'm loving this. I think more people should do this, but what usually happens is they shut these things down, but this is really nice. The walls suggest an older house, maybe. Ah! Going back. A waste of time. I think I'm going to stick to roads from now on. I hate walking on roads. Hard on my feet, make my feet sort of square. But if we ever want to get to Abingdon or Oxford today, but you know, if we have to do all this detouring, it takes forever. I'm just so done with this muddy floodwater thing. Take the road, he said. It's liable to be not flooded, he said. Oh, great. Yeah. I mean, that's not part of the Thames Path, but I'm not really that hopeful for the other side, if this is what this side is like. I really think the Thames Path is not walkable. That's the day's luck. Good if you know how to swim across that. How we get across this bridge without dying is a good question. Really? Wow. I think there's your answer. There's the answer. This is the end, my friend. I've had enough, and Fulham, 3 miles. That's steep. That's basically part of the river. And there's the bridge at Clifton Hampden. Quite a nice bridge. That's just not going to happen. That's the end, because I've had enough. I've had enough of being flooded out. It's annoying because I really want to get to Abingdon because the furthest I've gone, but I know when I've just reached that point of just exhaustion. But yeah, I'll be back in the summer, I think, and try this again for this part Campbell when it's not like that. So because there's no bus service, because the taxi is 20 quid for 4 miles, yes, and it's Easter Sunday, I'm walking 4 miles to Didcot Parkway because GWR can't be bothered to run a service, or apparently it might be flooding on the line. I'm not really sure, but apparently national inquiries and everyone can't tell me whether the Culham station, which is 1 mile away, whether there's going to be any services today. We are in that kind of world. Please use the bin. Where? Is it underwater or does it float off? I appreciate now why they put the building on stilts. The question is, how do you get to it? By boat? Every time I hear Didcot Parkway, I always mentally sing it to the tune of Eton Rifles. Didcot Parkway, Didcot Parkway. I don't know why. Told you. Wheater gets everywhere. A Saxon, maybe not. It might be to do with St Wite. Possibly older. Yeah. Check out Weta, people. If I'd gone to Abingdon, there's no station in Abingdon, so I would have to rely on buses on Easter Sunday. So that was All Hallows-on-Sea to Clifton Hampden. Where? Yeah, I always seem to end these things on places that no one's heard of. I think I realised last night, it was just like I was doing this for the YouTube channel, but I really was not enjoying it. And not in the sense of, oh, well, I'm challenging myself and it's a little bit uncomfortable. I mean, mentally, physically, just was like done. I was speaking to my friend Jim when I was in Reading, and he was like saying, he'd like to push himself just a bit beyond what he's capable of. I think the problem is I've been trying to push myself way beyond what I'm comfortable with, and that can lead to good consequences, but it can also lead to very bad ones. As I learned on my knee, some of the scrapes I've got into and stuff, and nothing's gone really bad, but I have to enjoy it too, as much as it's kind of like a challenge and a thing, you know, that you don't necessarily enjoy in the sense of like it's a holiday or it's just a walk in the countryside. It's a bit more than that, but there is a point of where it's just making me deeply miserable, and that's what happened last night. You know, I was wet, cold, in a place I didn't want to camp that said no camping, in a flooded field, badly camped because that's the weird space that I had. I could have had a better location earlier, but I passed on it because it was by the river and I wanted to be warmer, but I still ended up by the river, and the tent froze in places. Yeah, I kind of said to myself, well, I'll see how I feel tomorrow. And then there was more done moments, unwanted detours, and just like getting somewhere, it's flooded, getting somewhere, it's flooded, it's getting somewhere, it's flooded. You know, it gets old after a while. I think I will come back in June and try and do, you know, Thames summer and do that goring bit again up to here and beyond when it's more possible. Would I recommend people do this? No. Well, that's a bit severe. I would recommend people do it in March, even with while camping in places. It's all doable, maybe not in central London, up to Goring. You know, be aware that some of it's going to be muddy and wet. You might need to bring waterproof socks or maybe even wellies. Beyond that, you need waders or an inflatable kayak or a submarine. You know, you need something a bit more butch, well up your knee, if not up to your waist. And that's dangerous. You're walking through riverbanks. You don't know what, you know, if there's going to be holes and stuff because you can't see anything under the water. So, you know, at that point, it's like you could hit a hole and go whoosh. I'm not here for that kind of risk, because you won't get to see it. It'll just wreck my mobile and you'll see none of this. So, you know, it won't even provide good video because my phone will be fried at that point. Yeah, there's that consideration as well. You know, those people with those expensive action cameras can get away with doing silly things. Me, I would end up with no phone and no footage. So, yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this. Please like and subscribe. And if you enjoy this, please check out the previous video in the series of the Thames Spring. And yeah, I will see you again at the Thames in summer. Did that record? What?